Renters and landlords. This update is for you. It is for everyone in LA County and LA City. If you're not sure the difference, reach out to us. I'll let you know. But basically, LA City is anything that's not San Fernando, if you're talking about the East Valley. So Pacoima, Arleta, Granada Hills, Selmar, Lakeview Terrace, all of that is LA City. And then LA County encompasses that, but it also has private cities or independent cities like San Fernando, Burbank, Pasadena, etc. So this update covers LA City and LA County rental moratorium, the eviction moratorium. So what does that mean? Well, COVID-19, there was an eviction moratorium, which means the rules changed for landlords and for tenants alike. Anything we go over here is strictly for entertainment purposes. It is not legal advice, so don't take it as legal advice. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. We can give you our ideas, but ultimately you have to check with your attorney. So that being said, let's go over a couple of the similarities that just came out. The similarity between the LA City and the LA County eviction moratorium is that both are ending January 31st, 2023. So a little over a month from now, the COVID protections are ending. Excuse me. There is still a rent freeze on rent controlled units. So that rent freeze doesn't end until 2024. What does that mean? That means they cannot raise the rent on you, and landlords, you can't raise the rent on your tenants until January 1st, 2024 for rent controlled units. If you're not sure if yours is rent controlled or not, you can go to zimas.lacity.com. I'll put the link in the notes, or you can reach out to us and I can tell you if your property is rent controlled or not. So besides that, the tenant protections are for non-payment of rents due to something COVID related. Both LA City and LA County do have other evictions that are moving forward for other things. So some of the at fault evictions that are moving forward are at fault cases for non-payment that are not due to COVID. At fault cases like criminal activity, destruction of the property, things like that are being processed. Now, some are not being processed, and those are, for example, there's no evictions in LA City or LA County for unauthorized pets on the property. There's no evictions going through for unauthorized occupants. So landlords, be careful. Make sure you talk to an attorney. Tenants, know your rights. If you're a renter, make sure you're not getting taken advantage of. These are laws. These are put in place. I'm not saying one's better or worse than the other. Just, they're things we have to follow. In both cases, another update that happened, both cases, the tenants must give the landlord notice of non-payment of rent due to COVID within 7 days of the due date. This is something that they had before and then they took it off. Well, now it's back. So if the tenant cannot pay due to COVID, they have to, within 7 days of that rent due, give notice. There is a form on LA County's website and LA City's website, depending where you're at, where you can fill that out and, give notice. The other the other thing they brought back is the 80% or less median income requirement. So that means if you make 80% or more, you basically don't qualify for the eviction moratorium protections. This goes by household, so like single household, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, etc. There's like a chart. So that information will have linked in the notes and it should come up, assuming the video gets edited correctly, it'll come up here. So you have median income, 80% of that. If you're under that, you do qualify for the eviction moratorium protections. If you're over that, you do not. Most no-fault evictions are still prohibited. No-fault evictions means you're not doing anything wrong as a tenant. Your tenant is not violating or breaching the contract, but maybe they're not in contract anymore and you want to serve the eviction. There's very few exceptions to that. So most no-fault evictions are still prohibited. So for example, if the landlord wants to sell and they just want to get the tenants out, because they want to sell and they'll get a better price without tenants. That is not allowed still. An exception to that is that in LA County, they are allowing the owner move-in eviction to take place. This means the owner of the property wants to move in. Before this, they were not allowing it, but now they are. So if the owner wants to move in, the tenant's not in contract anymore, they can be asked to leave and they can start processing those evictions. Let's see what else is here. So the Board of Supervisors for LA County, they're in charge of LA County, and the LA City Council, they're on holiday break now. So this is the latest update since they went on holiday break. There's not likely to be any changes since it's going to be over January 31st, which is a little over a month from now. And they're not coming back from vacations until the second week of January, which sounds nice. 3-week vacation. Not bad. So probably no changes happening. At the last meeting for LA County, there was talks about them extending the moratorium again. So this would be for another 6 months. Although they did talk about it, there was nothing decided. And there was also discussions of releasing funds to mom and pop landlords in LA County. Remember, mom and pop landlords had a little bit of help through the Housing is Key website, and some people got money, but the vast majority did not. So what they were discussing is possibly getting some money to mom and pop landlords. They're really struggling, especially if they have, mortgage payments, especially if they cover the rent. Unfortunately, these funds would not go to cover all the past due rent that's owed to these mom and pop landlords. And, they can only use it for like utilities, maybe possibly mortgage payments. But the estimate that they have right now is about $5 million. So $5 million, even the LA City Council, or excuse me, even the LA Board of Supervisors realize and acknowledge that $5 million is not going to do much to try to repay all the landlords. They don't even have a number of how much is technically owed. So things are moving. Changes are coming. 2023, we're going to see different things in the market. Maybe with some of these evictions processing and going through, we might see a change in inventory, maybe an increase. That would be good for buyers. Maybe some of you will finally be able to sell once you get the tenants out. Whatever the case may be, we're here to help you. So American Real Estate Experts, thank you for listening. Talk to you guys later. Bye.